Welcome to the African Album Review Podcast, where we review Africa's best and latest music projects.
Africa, Moody say. My name is MJ Wemoto and I welcome you to the African Album Review Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today, my people. How you doing? Me, I'm doing all right, a day at a time and just trying to stay safe because it's a crazy world that we're living in, but blessings be because we're still here. If you haven't done so, do check out our website. It's motomotomusic.com and you can check out some other African album reviews, plenty, more than 100. And you can also check out the Motomoto Music Podcast, which is a fire music podcast. Trust me. And yeah, there's a PayPal icon top right hand corner. That's what keeps us going, your donations. So please do donate as much as you can.
The latest African album review is
Sat B is a Burundian singer who's been around for, I think, about 10 to 12 years roughly, and has seen himself become one of the biggest acts from the country in the last few years. And his style is R&B influenced, and his forte is really being a great vocalist. He's got those keys, man. He's got those keys. Romantic Sounds was released on November 27, 2020. It has a 30-minute runtime and 9 songs, 2 features, and multiple producer placements.
Album review.
Let's analyze the music.
Romantic Sounds opens up with the reggae Afrofusion sound of Miss You. It's a showcase of exactly what Sat B is about and how sonically pleasing his vocal is. He mixes in a little English and says to the lady that if she cries, he cries too, and what she feels, he feels too. So it's one of those heartfelt love songs. The hit song off of this album is the song Beautiful, featuring Rwandese superstar Medi. It has a video on YouTube that's doing pretty well, and the sound is something like taking reggaeton and stripping it down to have that island bounce present, and then adding those continuous reggae keys and sprinkle your African heritage in there in the singing together with a passionate sort of R&B vocal, and you get Beautiful. The 2 songs are wonderfully in sync, and interestingly, Medi was actually born in Burundi, even though he's Rwandese. The same sort of reggaeton Latin pop feel is on the song Cousin, which is an absolute banger. And I'll just say this right now, R.I.P. to your speakers. Sorry. I heard a far more familiar African sound on songs such as Baby Girl featuring Herbert Skills. This one is straight up Afrobeats and could slot into anything in the Wizkid, Davido, Tiwa Savage, et al. Realm. Herbert Skills has this dope delivery, man, and his cadence is on point. Like when somebody just has that, suave, that swag. Just got it. That's Herbert Skills for you. The 2 artists also team up on the song C'est Soir, which samples some melodies from No Diggity by Blackstreet. And this one is a lovely vibe too, in that Afrobeats pocket as well.
Album review.
The technical side of things.
The interesting thing about Sat B's music is it has strong influences of soft rock without being that on some of the songs. You get certain electronic guitar additions that suggest that whole soft rock thing a whole lot. And also language-wise, I found that there were a number of them used, including French, English, and Kirundi, which are, I think, among 3 of the most popular languages actually spoken in Burundi. As the album title suggests, this is all about love songs, and you can easily get with the theme on most of the songs. There are 1 or 2 tracks that clearly are not love songs, I think the last one called Sidibe. Yeah, I don't think that's a love song. But I can't knock, Sat B for that one. It's mostly love songs. The album itself is very much an Afro-pop project that borrows elements from different genres, unified by Sat B's sweet vocals. I may be biased, but when he did the more Afrobeat sounds, the feel of his music was fantastic, coupled with how his delivery became so much more jaw-dropping, especially on a song like Ce Soir, where I was like, wait, this is Sat B doing this? It was far less sort of R&B, 90s R&B type singing, if I should call it that, and a lot more like with that cadence and flow, even for a singer. I would love to hear more of that from Sat B, because that's where his African hits will grow, and I think that pocket will actually get him noticed beyond Burundian and I guess Rwandese borders. I think the mixing and mastering on this project were fairly good and acceptable. There is another level that can be discovered here to elevate it to standards of the very top artists across the continent, and some songs sounded like different hands handled them, so I think those are just a couple of points to work on for the next project, but nothing too severe that I would say, wow, this was bad or anything. No, it was pretty alright.
Album review.
The final thoughts.
I think Sat B really cements his legacy in Burundian music with a project like this, because he shows so many different styles and he's able to go toe-to-toe with the features and still sort of shine, even if the music is taking different elements from here and there and all that. So I appreciate that bit about it. My picks from Romantic Sounds are Cousin, Waiting, Baby Girl, Ce Soir, and CDB. Romantic Sounds by Sat B will tickle the fancy of Afropop lovers with an affinity for something off the beaten track. And of course, my Burundian friends, I believe, will appreciate this one even more for being able to understand a lot of what's being sung on the project itself. It is available on streaming platforms, so get to stream it. Otherwise, that's it from me. My name is MJ Wemoto, son of Zimbabwe, signing out. This was the African Album Review Podcast. Peace. Ndende.
Moto Music, the best place to listen to podcasts about African music online.